Now, ladies and gentlemen, CS2 has officially been released for over a month. Without any new content, minimal fixes, this has made some players say Counter-Strike 2 is just an open limited test. With many disappointed or intrigued to play other games, we've seen a rapid decline in the player count, causing over 12% of players to leave within the first month. With players leaving, some have left with their skins, causing the market to crash. Some, if not a majority of the community, is currently in a panic on wondering who specifically did this and why it happened. Today's commentary, we're going to cover just that. Why the market crashed, its recovery, what you should do as of now and for the future, alongside a bunch more. Now, today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying and trading marketplace for your CS items. It makes a safe and easy way to trade out your inventory for something new. By using my code MANDO, you can get a deposit bonus of 35% alongside a free $5 in your first trade, with a max bonus if you spend $100 or more. With a large variety of skins, deposit options, alongside daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, they're doing a great job rivaling other competition. If interested, it'll be at the top of the link in the description below. Firstly, why did this happen? Well, let's go all the way back to January of 2023. At this very moment in time, leaks, rumors, data mines were hyping up the community with evidence that Counter-Strike 2, or at the time Source 2, was coming sooner than later. We had data mines at the time showing a little update that was currently in the works for a so-called limited test was on Linux and PC. Just a couple months later, Valve dropped 3 trailers and hypes up the community more than ever before. With fans eager and excited to play, the skins market absolutely exploded overnight like nothing we've seen before. As someone who's dabbled in stocks and crypto, this was not natural or normal growth. This was the first big mistake with this so-called crash. Over the course of the first 24 hours of the game's announcement, players and investors' inventories doubled, tripled, quadrupled overnight. But there was a catch. With skins going up as much as they did, the player count didn't really move. And yes, it did over time, but the player count for CSGO, now CS2, somewhat maxed out before the limited test even started. Less than 2% of the population actually being able to play. This caused a lot of people to be disappointed. Players were simply buying up skins during a hype in hopes to resell at a later date for new players. Now, I'm not saying a certain group of people were right nor wrong, but this is something we discussed on this channel quite frequently. While most would argue at the time skins would go even higher, we looked at the player numbers not matching, while the skins rising as quickly as they did overnight. It also wasn't natural. Warn players investing into a peak, let alone any time before, was not safe or a good time to do so. Now, it's hard to relate or pinpoint a certain scenario where this kind of relates to Counter-Strike 2, but let's take a recent incident inside CS2. This also goes back to CSGO. Whenever a pro player retires, gets benched, their sticker skyrockets overnight. It's not natural. 99.9, if not 100% of the time, unless you're iBuyPower or a Titan, your sticker is going to go back or lower than it was before, after the hype and growth has kind of ended, since it's not natural. As the limited test comes closer to an end, players everywhere get to play its global release. And what we saw was just an extended open beta. Just a limited test with more players, bugs, and nothing like CSGO. Skins during the limited test, and even now, during its release, are bugged to all hell, and still being fixed, which is also another reason why I think it played a part. You take the Sun and Leo during the limited test when it started. It changed and skyrocketed, and then, well, it went back to its stock format, which is better graphics inside CS2, and absolutely crashed hard. This is just one example, but this happened to multiple skins inside CS2, stickers, knives, gloves, and nearly any tradable item. With simply not enough new players and not much change, there was far too much hype, which led many thinking skins would explode, which they did not. Let's take a look from a different perspective, that being the noob. This is someone new coming to CSGO, or now CS2, maybe it's returning players, coming back from CSGO in 2015 and 16. Not many players play games like us CS fans, meaning that's the only game they play. Now, some do, but most of us don't like to change things up. We really think a brand new player, let's just say making minimum wage, because most of them are not skin fanatics, will buy a certain skin, specifically a butterfly knife. That's pretty garbage for over $1,000. When they hardly play, they don't know the game, they don't know the game's feature or stability, or even are really interested in skins. They probably won't do so. That goes for then, now, and even the future. I think a core thing we have to remember is the majority of player base are not collectors, skin freaks, or investors that play the game. Yes, there's a lot of skin enthusiasts, but more average Joes have to buy these skins in the market for it to be stable and also grow. So who caused this? Was it Valve's disappointing release, or was it players? At the end of the day, I think it's us, that being the player base and investors who are hyping up these skins in the first place. As much as we can and do blame Valve for a bad release, we invested far more than new players would come to the game and also buy those skins. The growth overnight was simply not natural, and it's kind of weird I even have to point that out. Now, going forward into the future, will new content help with this? That being operations, cases, maybe a brand new format we haven't seen before. The answer to that is yes and no. It's kind of weird. Statistically, during an older operations, items tend to crash, this being older ones. Most people sell these up to buy their newer skins, and then after the operation ends or case comes out, the honeymoon phase ends, players start to realize the new skins aren't that great, they go back to the older ones, and that they're just more rare and fun to use. A question I see on social media and also my channel, what should you do at this point in time? Well, it all depends on your situation. Did you put in $10,000? In that case, I would cash some out, but also keep some in. But that also goes if you're playing or not. If you're someone who tends to invest inside CS and don't play the game and treat this as a stock market, that might be a little difficult for me to answer. Whatever you end up deciding to do, take this as a lesson, but also know CS isn't a stock market. I always have and will treat CS like a hobby investment. I only tend to have a lot of skins certain sticker crafts or a certain sticker may be an investment if I'm playing the game for a long period of time, which I have been this past 3 or 4 years. As a hobby investment, it doesn't really burn as much when you lose some money because you're playing the game on a daily basis. And if you're not, it hurts a lot harder. As it goes for average Joes and a couple thousand and under, I would personally wait. Play the game until things steady out. Use this next while until another big update to buy some things if they're on a big discount. Wrapping up today's commentary. Will the market ever return or go past its recent peak? As of right now, it's pretty uncertain, especially if you're talking naturally. I think it'll take a couple years of good bug fixes and content updates to get players back invested into the game, but also skins. We've recently lost 12% of the player base, and for those people coming back, I don't know if some sort of average Joe case is going to bring those people. It's maybe going to take a couple years until things steady out, the game gets fixed, something as simple as false bans don't happen, and there's brand new content we haven't seen before. For those worried and saying Counter-Strike is going to die, just remember nothing could kill CSGO. The same goes for Counter-Strike 2. The only thing that would or could is Valve themselves. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know this is a commentary many people have been waiting for, and maybe these weren't the answers you were looking for specifically, but I think it was much needed. Take this as a learning curve, only put into CS what you can afford to lose, and if you're going to invest, buy some really good play skins, buy a couple stickers here and there, and have fun. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.